Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about putting fractions on a number line. I've chosen to break section 8-2 into two different lessons. So there'll be a follow-up video for 8-2 tomorrow. Today we're going to focus on getting fractions on a number line and finding equivalent fractions on a number line. Remember yesterday we used both multiplication and division as well as figures to help us find equivalent fractions. Quick review. The top number of a fraction is the numerator. That tells me how many pieces of the whole I'm talking about. The bottom number of a fraction is called the denominator. Remember, that tells me how many total pieces there are in that whole figure. So what I'd like to do here today is show you two examples of how to use a number line to find equivalent fractions. One thing we talked about in class, remember, when we are putting fractions on a number line, we're not talking about a number line that we're used to from previous grades. When we were younger, we may have used number lines to help us add and subtract. And we'd go 0 to 1 to 2, 3, 4, and so on. When we talk about fractions on a number line today, we are going to talk about a very specific zoomed-in section. We're going to talk about that section between 0 and 1. The reason for that is because fractions are parts of one whole thing. For example, if I have a pizza and I eat 5/8 of the pizza with my family, I didn't eat one whole pizza, but I sure ate more than 0 pieces of the pizza. So 5/8 would be somewhere in between this section on a number line of 0 and 1. So what these examples down here have done is zoomed in real closely to the section between 0 and 1 on a number line. Now it is entirely possible for number lines to go past 1. As you'll see with tomorrow's video, that's what we're going to work on. Today, however, I want to work on getting numbers on a number line and finding an equivalent fraction that would work. Let's get started. My top number line, I have 0 here, and I have 1 down at the end. Now keep in mind, 2 and 3 and 4 and so on will be further down the way. I have my number line broken into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. That means this top number line is broken into fourths. So I'm going to label it accordingly. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and remember, your whole number should match up with where the numerator and denominator are the same number. In this case, it's 4/4. And I'm going to pretend that I ate 2/4 of a pizza. But what if I have more friends show up? I need to break my pizza into 8 pieces. But I already ate a certain amount. I can't uneat the food, but I have to find an equivalent fraction of what I could be taking. So, 2/4 equals how many eighths? Well, I know from yesterday I could do times 2 and times 2, 4/8. That means I have a number line set up exactly the same way, just broken into 8 equal sections. I like to put my number lines close to one another so that I can match them up with the top and bottom. So here's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and finally 8/8. Now, what could match up here with 2/4? Well, it's certainly not 1/8. Certainly not 2/8, they don't match up. 3/8 is a little closer, but not quite. 4/8 here, as we just figured out, should match up directly with my 2/4. That's what I just figured out right here. Okay? So let's take a look at this bottom set of number lines. My first one, remember, do your leapfrogs to figure out what your number line is broken into. My first one is broken into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal pieces. So I can label my number line 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. My bottom number line is broken into 1, 2, 3 equal pieces. So this is broken into thirds. 1/3, 2/3, and 3/3. And I want to find an equivalent fraction right now for 2/6. 2/6 equals blank thirds. Well, as I remember from yesterday, I'm going from a big number to a smaller number. I can't multiply. I'm going to need to divide. So 6 divided by something will get me to 3. Reminder, you could do backwards multiplication. 3 times blank equals 6. Now, 2. What you do to the bottom, you need to also do the exact same thing to the top. So I did divided by 2 on the bottom. I'm going to do divided by 2 on the top. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So an equivalent fraction for 2/6 is 1/3. So on my number line, here's 2/6. An equivalent fraction right below it would be 1/3. Notice again how they match up one on top of the other. Tomorrow we're going to talk about what happens when you extend your number line and you get what we call an improper fraction. An improper fraction is basically what it says. It's not proper. Remember, the numerator should always, to be a proper fraction, the numerator should always be smaller than the denominator. Well, guess what? For an improper fraction, the numerator breaks all the rules. And the numerator is bigger than the denominator. And in the next video, you're going to see how to take care of that situation. Thanks for watching, and remember, the second part of 8-2 will be coming up in the second video.